Hey Stampin' friends, Darlene with Darlene Stamps. I'm so glad you stopped by. This is our September kit. I'm so glad they actually chose fall than Halloween. So sorry if some of you were disappointed. So I'm going to get a couple of things started here, but I want to show you some updates. So these are the neat little kits that can be made, but I like making cards, so we'll make some additions into this kit and show you how we can expand it. Stay tuned. So first I want to show you this beautiful napkin. I couldn't believe the colors that were in this, that try to get all of it. Yeah, so it almost looks like our colors of our pumpkin that we have in our kit. And so what I've done is I've taken the two that come with, and they're already popped out, and I made actually a print of them that I can get extra because they're so pretty. And I did the same thing with the leaves, or the little floral arrangements that come here, and did the same thing with that. So I'll be coming up next, and because the inside of these little note cards are so pretty, you know I'm going to be cutting those up. So stay tuned, we'll get some things done, and I'll be right back. So before I jump into the kit and the colors, this is a bit off plan. So the stamps come in the kit, and sometimes we use them according to the kit itself, but I wanted to kind of take it outside the box even more and use this stamp right here, the pumpkin stamp. So I took, and you can see, and I had made this, and then my video went way too long. So anyhow, I made my background. It looks like pumpkin pie, but it literally is the Grapefruit Grove, which was just a bit of the orange. I needed to kind of tone down how dark the pumpkin was going to be. And then this is pale papaya. So the pumpkin, and then the leaves, and then I speckled it with some soft suede. So I took the Grapefruit Grove. So if you have any kind of, and I literally just, whatever color you have in your stash. So if you have the cardstock and the ink, and then just use a tone on tone. This underneath, I actually used the cinnamon cider cinnamon cinnamon cider cinnamon, you know, whichever one you want to use. Okay. And then this is from, you can see my little box. I'm making pieces of it. And use that, raise it up, made some tags. So this matches my base, and this is from a past kit in 2021. And then I happen to have some of the ribbon that matches that. So I'll have a piece I'll make with this one, but just wanted to let you know, as far as and just think outside the box for using your stamps as a background. But when you're doing it, I would recommend try to have your dominant color, darker color, and then light color behind it, because when I stamped over this, you really can't tell if it doesn't mess with that color. And then of course the pumpkin stems, and the speckled really helps, but I used tone on tone, so the side panel would have some depth and some dimension to that, so I did that. All right, so let's get into it, and I'll show you some of my ideas. Okay, this is a treat, and it took some fussing. So rather than trying to do it on camera, so the stamp set I am using from April 2023, because there's the happy, and this a couple layers. So this was ivory, just for a more softer undercoat. This is my Lost Lagoon as my layer. I stamped the Mossy Meadow of the happy, and then cut out the square. And you can notice this little pot is from my little piece. Cut that out, and then stuck in my plant. And when you do your raise, and you have a graphic pop out, you want to put the small dimensions behind it. It helps it pop and not get smashed. See it right down there? And then little leaves coming out, both dimensions. And so thought it'd be kind of fun to take and pass kit and kind of blend it with this kit. And I did do some of those little speckles on there. So, all right, so let me get into some design. I just wanted to show this one. I was kind of excited about the 3D about. All right, be right back. So a lot of us don't like the note cards that come with or the little boxes. So I've chopped mine up, obviously, and taking the box itself, and I cut off the little flap that was on there. So there's the flap. And then this, there's a score here. So this solid piece I have made into a smaller piece. So this actually measures, now I forget, sorry, thought I had that all wrapped out. Okay, I'll put it in the link. But you can see what I did was I stamped, I happened to have Lost Lagoon in my stash. So I know that may not be fair, and I apologize for that. But I did have it on. So this is a tone on tone stamping, and then taking this and just doing a rip. And I'm going to show you how to do this. And this piece, which is part of the note card, I just cut off a quarter of it on just two sides, making it 3 by 3, and then angling that with the foil. So I wanted to kind of do two designs. So when you have this, and I've already stamped my image on that, but you want to tear it towards you. It kind of gives it a flare, and I don't do very much. See how it's just very, very little in getting that piece off, but it kind of gives it kind of an antique-y kind of look. And because of the design of the envelope or the little gift bag box, it kind of gives a linen look, like what you would do for a any type of embossing of any kind. So anyhow, but the reason you do it towards you is that it makes the separation of the white piece visible. But I thought I would just kind of show a little bit as far as this. And you know, sometimes I don't do a lot of the gluing in front of you, just because it takes up minutes and times of the actual video, and takes away from the actual time of just showing the pieces and how they come together. So and then on the glue, or the gluing down, I didn't do a lot of raising this time. Sometimes I try to put you know, some dimensions in it and such, and just wanting to kind of keep it as simple as possible. And if you have ever done this, where you are sitting here and you're putting it on, it's all pretty and it's the wrong way. So I am trying to make sure that I do it right and then show it in this fashion. But the green glue is what I'm using, just to dab on a little bit of that. Just makes it really, really nice in the presentation of that. And then I did, let's see, one I did grateful, one I did thank you. I went ahead and I just stamped a bunch of them, trying to kind of stay. Oh, and I did flare the end of that just a little bit so it stands up, rather than putting dimensions behind it. It's another way you can kind of get, oh, I'm going to mess up already, in order to get some dimension on that. Well, there you go. I'm talking away, and I didn't put my piece on the way I wanted it to. Huh. There you go. Let's see if I can get it off in time to save the day. See, this is what happened. It's live, so you're seeing all of the bloopers. So let's see if I can get, maybe not, maybe. Well, I can tuck it under from here. So, oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Well, back to the drawing board, you know, try to do things in a somewhat of a direction that kind of gives us a little bit of hope that there's some. Whew, that was a good save. So that we can see that even in the best of times and all the plans I try to make, that we can still come out ahead. Whew. Okay, so there's the 3, and I'll be back with some more. All right, I want to show you a technique, and I was able to do that based on my Stamparatus, and it really is nice for the positioning, because I basically kept the flowers in one piece and just moved my card around, and I would stamp, and you get the with this little ink spot, you have to kind of do it a couple times. I'll just tell you right now, to be honest. So this is just the same position, the Stamparatus, just moving my card around in different areas, and then once I got the main color down, then I would put this on and stamp it back on. So this actually will match just exactly like that, and you can see how the pattern kind of comes off, because if you stamp this with this as your piece, it doesn't give you the clean piece. It kind of separates, the ink won't go all the way. But I thought I would, and I did cut this down because the note card size is 3.5 by 3.5, and it was just a little too big for what I wanted to do. So you can see that I'm building my card, and I will come back with the finished product, but I wanted to at least give you this step, okay? So this is my end product, and I want to actually thank, I just had her name, I just put it down, Molly Parton. This was her design. I kind of did a little bit of different to it, but this is what we call casing. So she came up with the layout, and then I just embellished different ways on it, but I want to give her some credit on that. So the layer of white makes that nice. I used 2 of the small pieces, and then I popped up that small pumpkin. But you see how elegant that looks for the card. And then this was another one that came from actually Tracy Zom. And this is our cinnamon cider cinnamon cider cinnamon from last Christmas, but because some of that brown in there from the vein kind of matches this, so I did the embossing on this bottom piece, cut from the envelope, did a little bit of the note cards from here underneath there. So banner cut this, used the banner, and I popped this up from the lid and then did the layer on that. So there's that one. And then using the lid again from that box, same thing with the cinnamon cider, and 2 of the small ones, and then took a layer piece from the envelope or the note card, and popped up that leaf. So just some different designs, kind of giving you a little bit of just variation when it comes to the cards. And so this is going to be a short video, but I wanted to at least give some ideas of just thinking outside the box, whether you use with the white, if you have some of the base, because we have other colors, even though you don't have Lost Lagoon, you can order from me. I'll put my link down and below in the description, but enjoy and create based on what you have, and how to think outside the box of having the boxes, because they don't always come the way you want, but it makes it nice to have some other design. So have a great day. Thanks so much for joining my channel, subscribing, and if you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your coach, be your creative coach, and get you hooked up with this kit. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.